Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Strat Baseball History as we visit our 1962 replay with the New York Yankees taking on the Detroit Tigers in Detroit. The Yankees come into this game with a record I forgot. A 2-1 record, while the Tigers are 3-2 on the season. The Yankees have had a sparse schedule to start things off. Having pitched Ralph Terry already twice in 3 games. Terry won 1 and lost 1. Today on the mound for New York will be Bill Stafford. He'll be facing off against Detroit's pitcher Paul Foytack, also making his first appearance of the season. Foytack will take the mound first. He's 10-7, a 4.39 ERA in 1962 and 21 starts. 145 hits in 144 innings, but 86 walks. And only 63 strikeouts. He did allow 18 home runs. So Foytack, bad control and gives up the long ball. He's going to face a Yankee lineup today of Tony Kubek playing short and filling in the leadoff spot for a injured Tom Tresh who will miss 3 days. Bobby Richardson batting second and playing second. The right fielder Roger Maris batting third. Mickey Mantle batting cleanup and playing center field. Bill Skowron, the Moose, playing first and batting fifth. Clete Boyer batting sixth and playing third. Yogi Berra getting a turn at catcher today as Elston Howard takes a day off. He'll bat seventh. Hector Lopez in left field batting eighth. And the pitcher Stafford batting ninth. Foytack for Detroit will be backed by a lineup of Chico Fernandez at short. Bill Brutton in center. Al Kaline batting third and playing right. The slugger Rocky Colavito in left field and batting cleanup. Norm Cash backing up Colavito with his big bat and batting fifth. Dick McAuliffe batting sixth and playing second. Steve Burrows playing third and batting seventh. Rourke, the catcher, filling in for an injured Brown, batting eighth. And Foytack, the pitcher, batting ninth. You see our lineups, you see our cards, and the Yankees are ready to come to bat as Detroit takes the field. Let's play ball. Foytack on the left of your screen there. A right-handed pitcher, one lefty. Not that that matters in our basic game. And there's Tony Kubek, looking old before his time in that picture. Kubek ready to lead things off for the Yankees. He's 1 for 8 on the season thus far. And the pitch from Foytack. It's going to be a 6-9. That's a fly ball to center field. Brutton will roam over and make the play for the first out of the inning. So Kubek's down. And up to the plate comes the second baseman, Bobby Richardson. Richardson so far this year hitting .286, 14 at-bats, 1 RBI. Richardson ready for the pitch from Foytack. That's going to be a 5-7. That's a walk for Richardson. So Foytack loses him and Richardson finds himself at first. Richardson a C-stealer, so they will hold him on. Makes him a 1-9 to go with Rourke's +0 arm. And Roger Maris steps to the plate. Roger 154 so far on the season, no homers, 1 RBI. That's 2 for 13 for those of you who are counting. Roger looking to get things going here. And that's a 2-6, a ground ball third base B. That's going to be a chopper down to Burrows. He's going to pick it up and fire to Fernandez at short to get Richardson. But that means that Maris will be safe at first on the fielder's choice. Maris goes to first. Richardson is out. The fielder is a 5-4. Actually, 5-4. Fielder's choice. So Maris replaces Richardson at first. There are 2 Yankee outs now, and Mickey Mantle comes to bat. Mantle off to a pedestrian start. .273, no homers, 2 runs batted in. Thus far on the early season, he's ready for the pitch from Foytack here with 2 outs. That's a 1-9. Mantle's good column, and he draws a base on balls from Foytack. Foytack wanted to be careful against Mantle there, and he was. Puts both the big Yankee sluggers on first and second with 2 men out. But Bill Skowron coming up. No bat to be laughed at is Skowron. Babe's making cookies in the background of the press box. Don't mind that. Skowron 4 for 10 to start the season, a .400 batting average, no homers and no runs batted in yet. We'll see if he can change that here against Foytack, who deals the pitch. That's a 1-3 ground ball to shortstop, A++. So it's going to be Fernandez makes the play over to Cash for the final out of the inning. So the Yanks go down, they leave 2 and don't score, and it's Detroit coming up in the bottom half as Bill Stafford takes the mound for New York. Stafford making his first appearance of the season. In 62, he's expected to go 14-9, a 3.67 ERA in 33 starts. He's the number 3 Yankee starter behind Terry and Ford. A good pitcher is Stafford, 188 hits allowed in just 213 innings, 77 walks, 109 Ks, and he gives up his fair share of home runs at 23 in 213 innings pitched. He's going to face Chico Fernandez to start things off. Fernandez, a 200 batting average, no homers and 3 RBIs here in the early going. And that is a 1-8 Fernandez. Ground ball third base A. So Boyer will scoop it and fire to Skowron for the out. 1 down for Detroit, and Stafford's happy to have that first out under his belt to start his season. Here's Bill Bruton. Off to a hot start is Bruton, 360 with no homers and 2 runs batted in. That is a 5-7. There's a base hit. Bruton's batting average is going up. So Bill's on at first, a B stealer. Against Barazon, they're going to hold him, make him a 1-11 to steal, and K-Line to the plate. K-Line 286, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in so far for Detroit in 5 games. A nice start for Al to the season. And he's ready for the pitch from Bill. Stafford delivers. That's a 4-6. Lofts a fly ball out toward right field. Maris will roam over and make the play, and Brutton will have to retreat to first. So 2 down for the Tigers here. And Rocky Colavito comes to the plate. Rocky has a blistering start to the season, .474 batting average, 4 home runs and 11 runs batted in, leading the league with runs batted in and homers both. He measures up Stafford, and Stafford's ready to pitch with 2 down and Brutton on first. That's going to be a 3-5 ground ball to shortstop. A++, because Brutton's being holed. That's going to get through the hole between Richardson and Skowron for a base hit. Brutton's going to scurry over to third, and it's first and third with 2 men down. Colavito continues to hit well in the early going. And that brings up his counterpart at first base, Norm Cash. Cash, a heavy-set man, 222, 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in the early going. The power has been present for Detroit in their early games from these 2 sluggers. And Stafford has to contend with Cash's power now, with runners on the corners and 2 out. Stafford ready with the pitch, and it's a 3-2. Strikeout plus injury for Cash. Let's see what happens. The strikeout will end the inning. Cash swinging for the fences there, looking to make it 3-0. And the injury roll is an 11. Now, Cash has over 600 ABs, so I think his max injury is a 3. The 11 indicates he will be out for 2 games. So Norm Cash is going to have to leave the lineup and take 2 games off. And we're going to have a replacement first baseman for Cash. It's going to be Vic Wirtz. So Cash out for 2, Wirtz coming in. Let's make that change as the Tigers take the field here again. Wirtz a first baseman 4. But a decent hitter in his own right. He's got 324 in limited at-bats. In any case, the Tigers are done here in the first. There's no score for anybody. 2 men left on, just like the Yanks. And Foytack returns to the mound for New York, backed by his defense. Foytack will start things off against Cleet Boyer. 417 is Cleet in the early going. 1 homer, 4 RBIs, 3 doubles. All of his hits thus far this season have been extra base variety. And he's ready for the pitch from Foytack. Here's a 3-11. And there's his first single of the season, folks. A leadoff single to start off the inning for the Yanks. And Boyer on first with a D stealing. And it's Yogi Berra coming to the plate for the first time here in 1962. Berra expected 224, 10 homers, 35 RBI in part-time play, backing up Elston Howard, as Berra is in his twilight. He's going to be ready for a pitch from Foytack, though, and he's still a dangerous power man. Boyer at first, and here's the 0-out pitch. 0 outs, yes. 0 outs. 5-7, and Foytack loses him. Berra is going to walk, and that's going to make it first and second with nobody down here in the second for New York. That'll bring up left fielder Hector Lopez. Lopez 1 for 4 of the early going with 1 RBI, a .250 batting average. Waits for the pitch from Foytack with 2 men on. Here's the pitch, 3-6. And he loses Lopez, does Foytack. He can't find the plate right now. And he loads the bases with nobody out for New York here in the second inning. Bill Stafford's coming up. Will they try the squeeze play with Boyer at third? Unlikely. So Stafford's going to have to swing the bat here. He's not a good hitter. But Foytack can't find the plate right now, so it could be a good time for Stafford to stand in there and see if he could take one. Foytack ready, the bases loaded, full of Yankees. Nobody out here in Detroit in the top of the second inning, excuse me. Foytack deals a 4-9, and that is not good, folks. A 4-9. Going to be right there, a home run 1-17 or a triple, so at least 3 runs are coming home. Depending on whether this goes off the wall or over it. It's over the wall, ladies and gentlemen. The pitcher, Bill Stafford, has hit a grand slam home run to give the Yankees a 4-0 lead here in the top of the second. Detroit's fans are stunned. The cookie-making girlfriend in the background claps happily for the Yankees. That's it. Relax. He's excited. It's one fan in attendance today in Detroit, folks. One Yankee fan. So you gotta love Strat-O-Matic Basic as Stafford helps his own cause with a grand slam home run. Still nobody out here in the second, and Kubek coming to the bat. Kubek 0 for 1 on the day. He flew out his first time up. Foytack tries to calm down enough to throw the next pitch. This one gets away from him. A wild pitch of no accord, and he gets back and throws another one. 5-7. He still can't find the plate and walks Kubek. So Tony down at first. We're doing it all over again, folks. Nobody out for the Yankees. And Richardson to the plate. Kubek not a steal threat. And Richardson ready. That is a 2-6. Single 1-12 or a line out to third. It's a line toward Burroughs at third. And it's over his head past him. That's going to be a base hit. Is that a 1 or a 2? That's a 1 asterisk. So it's off Burroughs' glove. Fernandez backing him up, picks it up, but too late to make the throw. And they're going to give Richardson the infield single. First and second now, and Roger Maris to the plate. Maris grounded out his first time up. Foytack really struggling here in the second. And it's a 3-11. Single 1-3 or a line out to first. This one's hit toward Wirtz at first. And it's a 3, a single off Wirtz's glove. The Yankees can't get anybody out here. The bases are loaded again. Foytack has his cap off in his hand, rubbing his head. Doesn't know what to do here. His fielders can't catch anything. They give Maris the infield hit there, as McAuliffe recovered quickly to prevent Kubek from scoring. But for the second time this inning, we have nobody out and bases full of New York Yankees. And the Tigers fans are booing Foytack. He's not having a good day. Well, that brings up Mickey Mantle. He walked his first time up, and if Foytack doesn't get Mantle to ground into a double play, he's probably done for the day. Foytack ready with the pitch. Bases full of Yankees, and Mantle waits easily in the left-hand batter's box. That's a 4-8. And he strikes out Mantle. Foytack with a wicked curve over the corner. Mantle couldn't believe it. He was looking for ball 4 as Foytack's control has been inconsistent this inning. And they finally have 1 out against the Yankees. The 8th man to bat is the first out. Foytack still has to deal with Bill Skowron, the Moose, with the bases loaded and 1 out. Foytack ready. Skowron 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out his first time up. Foytack would love to get him to hit the ball on the ground here. The pitch is a 4-6. He does ground ball second base, but it's an X chance. The second baseman, McAuliffe, is a 3, I do believe. Oh, he's a 4 in basic, folks. Do that at high E rating. 16 on the second base 4. That's an out, but the runners will advance. That's a ground out. Skowron will be out. Everyone else will move up, including Kubek, who will score and give the Yankees a 5-0 lead. Well, the Yanks now lead 5-0. They've batted around here. There are finally 2 outs. Runners at second and third, Maris and Richardson. And Clete Boyer batting for the second time this inning. He singled to lead things off. 10 batters ago. So Foytack ready, trying to get out of this one. And maybe get to pitch another inning. Boyer would love to drive in these 2 runs and really put New York out in front. Here's the pitch. That's a 2-4 ground ball toward Fernandez at short. He's going to scoop it up and throw over towards easily for the 3rd out. So the old 6-3 retires Boyer. But the Yanks put up 5 big runs, led by the grand slam from the pitcher, Bill Stafford, who takes the mound with a smile on his face, relaxed and easy with a 5-run lead over the Tigers. The Tigers fans getting on their feet here, applauding Dick McAuliffe as he comes to the plate, exhorting him to get something going for their beloved Tigers. You can see McAuliffe has signed his photograph in our press photo. Stafford looking exactly like that, relaxed and easy, ready to pitch to McAuliffe. The pitch is a 5-10. Grounded to third, Boyer, a very good fielder in 1. A 5 on the third base 1 is going to be an out to Boyer over to Skowron. The old ground out 5-3, and that's the first out of the inning. That's the most important out of the inning, as they say, folks, to get that leadoff man out. Is Steve Burroughs coming up? Burroughs, 421. Like most Tigers hitters, he's off to a hot start. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. Stafford with the pitch, a 5-7. And his hot start continues as he singles up the middle. Burroughs finds himself at first with 1 out, and Mike Rourke coming up at catcher. Rourke's been playing a little bit as Brown, the Tigers' normal catcher, has been hurt. 214, no homers, 1 RBI, and 14 at-bats in the early season. Burroughs at first, 1 down. Stafford with the pitch, a 6-7. Grounded to second, Richardson. Also a 1 fielder, I do believe. Let's see if he's a 1 in. Is he a 1 in basic or a 2? Oh, he's a 1 in basic. A 5 to the second baseman, 1. And that is going to be a 4-6. 2-3, double play. Richardson to Kubek and back to Skowron to retire the Tigers in awkward 1-2-3 fashion thanks to the double play. The Yanks maintain their 5-0 lead through 2. Foytack returns to the mound for a 3rd inning of work, hoping he can get things under control here. He'll face off against Yogi Berra, who walked and scored a run his last time and only time up this season. Foytack pitches a 4-8. That's going to be a strikeout. He gets Berra swinging for the first out. So here's Lopez. Lopez also walked his first time up when Foytack couldn't find the plate. That's a 2-4. Ground ball on the ground toward Fernandez at short. He'll scoop it up and fire to Wirtz for the second Yankee out. And that's going to bring up Stafford, whose last time up he hit a grand slam home run 1 inning ago. Folks, I'm sure you remember that. He goes up there, swinging the bat to get loose. The pitch from Foytack is a 3-7. And this time he strikes him out on a curveball. No more fastballs for Stafford. Now that Foytack knows he can make contact, he's going to be a little more careful around the pitcher. So a 1-2-3 inning for Foytack against the Yanks. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd, Detroit trailing by 5. Foytack due to lead it off. It's a little early. They're going to let him try to work his way through this one and see if the offense won't back him up. So he's ready for the pitch from Stafford. A 6-2 is a ground ball toward Richardson at second. He scoops it up fires to Skowron for the first out. So one Tiger down, and Chico Fernandez coming to the plate. Grounded out in his first at-bat today to lead off the game. Stafford's pitch is a 6-9. Home run 1 to 16, double 17 to 20. Fernandez jacks this one deep to left center field. Lopez and Mantle going back. Neither one of them get it. It's off the wall. Mantle recovers, throws in quickly, but not before Fernandez pulls up at second with a one-out double. So one down. Detroit's got something going here, trying to get their offense started, and Bill Bruton coming to the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a single against Stafford back in the first. Fernandez perched at second. And the pitch from Stafford. How about a 3-8? And there's a base hit. Up the middle for Bruton into right center field. Fernandez going to round and try to score a 1 to 15, folks. A 16. He's thrown out at home by Maris. That strong arm of Maris. He saw Fernandez was on his way and guns it home, where Berra applies the tag for the second out of the inning. So Bruton, a base hit, thought he had himself an RBI, but Maris and Berra had other ideas, and Fernandez is gunned down at home for the second out. Detroit now with Bruton on first. K-Line coming to the plate. Al is 0 for 1 on the day. He flew out his first time up. Bruton would be a 1 to 11, being held at first. They're going to let K-Line hit. Stafford, a 6-6. Lofts this one out toward Lopez and left. Hector roams over and will take the can of corn for the final out of the inning. So Detroit threatens, but good. The Yankee defense, an unlucky roll for Detroit, keeps them off the board. It's still 5-0 New York after 3. Foytack coming back to the mound for a 4th inning. 2 innings ago, we didn't think we'd be seeing him this long, Bill. Well, it looks like he's settled down now. Had a 1-2-3 last inning against New York. Let's see how he does against Kubek here. That's fair. Kubek 0 for 1. A walk and a run scored on the day. Foytack delivers a 3-5. That's going to be a ground ball toward McAuliffe at second. He will pick it up and toss it towards to retire Kubek for the first out. Here's Bobby Richardson. Richardson a single and a walk on the day. Foytack ready and the pitch. We have a 1-12. That's a lofted fly ball out toward K-Line in right. Al doesn't have to move as the ball falls right into his glove for the second out. Richardson like he was playing catch with K-Line there with the bat for the second Yankee out. So Foytack pitching better now. He'll face Maris, who's grounded out and singled. The pitch to Maris, a 5-5. There's a ground ball toward Fernandez at short. Chico is a 3. We roll a 19. On the shortstop 3, and that's going to be a roll again. Fernandez bobbles it. Really bobbles it. This is ridiculous. There's a 16. And finally guns it to first to get Wirtz. To get Maris. Jesus. Whew. There's a lot going on in that play, folks, with 3 re-rolls, but Maris is retired. The Yankees go down in order. Foytack seems to have settled down. He's finding the plate and getting them to hit it on the ground now. And he's keeping Detroit in striking distance in this one, especially with these big Detroit sluggers coming up against Stafford. It's Colavito, Wirtz, and McAuliffe due up. Colavito 1 for 1 on the day. There's a 1-2. He pops this one up. Berra's going to roam over back behind the screen and make the catch to retire Colavito. That's 1 down. And here's Vic Wirtz taking his first at-bat of the day. And actually, he's 0 for 1 on the season, folks. Excuse me. He's batting 0 so far, but small sample size. Wirtz a solid hitter. A 1-8. And he proves me right as he singles. Flips one over the head of Richardson into the outfield for a base hit. The Wirtz is on at first, a E-stealer, no threat there, and McAuliffe comes up 0 for 1. How about a 6-3? Ground ball back to Stafford. A pitcher 3, we roll a 6. That's going to be an out. Stafford's going to pick it. No chance to get Wirtz. He'll throw over to Skowron for the second out. Wirtz will move on to second. So McAuliffe retired. And Steve Burrows comes up. Base hit his first time up. Detroit's got 6 hits today, but no runs to show for it. Wirtz at second, 2 down. Here's the pitch from Stafford. It's a 3-9, and he gets him with the curveball, swinging on strikes. So Burrows down. That's the inning for Detroit. No runs, 1 man left. And the Yankees, after 4, leading 5-0. Hope you're enjoying this broadcast as we adjust to our new broadcast style with more graphic information on the screen for you folks. It's updated technology here in 1962. We've used special X-ray technology to make the actual Strat-O-Matic cards very visible to you on the screen, albeit with a little bit of a slant. But if you wanted to blow them up, you'd be able to see them really beautifully. See, we do this over here, we go, I don't know if this will work, let's find out. Look at that. I mean, they're upside down, but wow, isn't that clear? You can see everything on there pretty much. So that's who we're going to start off the inning with. Mickey Mantle to face Foytack. Foytack's just fun to say, folks, and Mantle comes to the plate saying Foytack's name over and over in his mind, embarking himself to get a hit. Embarking? I don't know. That's not the word we were thinking of, but it's the word that came out. Mantle 0 for 1 with a walk today. Waits for the pitch from Foytack. It's a 3-7. Make that 2 walks for Mantle today. And Mickey's on at first, a B stealer. They'll hold him, so he's only a 1-11, and Skowron comes up. The Yanks have so many sluggers, they don't spend a lot of time running the bases. Especially not in the middle of the order. Here's Bill, he's 0 for 2. Drove in a run on the ground out his last time up. 3-7. He flies out to Colavito in the left here. Colavito has no problem with it, roams over, and takes it. Mantle retreats to first, and there's 1 gone. Here's Clete Boyer. 1 for 2, a run scored. He singled back in the second. That is a 4-7. And Foytack having control issues again here against some very patient Yankee hitters. He walks Boyer. And that's going to bring up Berra. Yogi 0 for 1, a run scored. He's also walked today. Mantle at second, Boyer at first. 1 down, and Foytack with the pitch. It's a 6-7. There's a base hit. That's going up the middle toward Brutton in second. Mantle, a speedy runner. It's going to round third. He's a 1-17 to score here, and they're going to send him, obviously. And a 19! Brutton guns down Mantle. Go figure that one, folks. Didn't see that coming. So, Boyer to second, Berra to first, and Mantle is thrown out at home by Bill Brutton. Saving Detroit a run here. The Yanks still have first and second with 2 men out, and Hector Lopez to the plate. I've seen a couple of great plays at home plate here. Rourke applied that tag. Very adept tag to make up for a pretty average throw from Bruton. Bruton, whatever his name is. And Hector Lopez now 0 for 1. Walked and scored a run on the day. Will try to get Boyer home. It's a 5-8. He's going to do it. A double 1-8, single 9-20. He hammers this one into the outfield. Colavito over to cut it off and get it back in quickly. But an RBI single will move Berra to third and score Boyer. An RBI single for Lopez. The Yanks are now up 6-0. Those walks are killing Brutton today, and Bob Stafford comes up against Foytack again. Excuse me, Bill Stafford. Stafford, of course, the Grand Slam homer back in the second. Struck out his last time up. Berra on third, Lopez on first. 2 men down. Here's the pitch, a 6-10. This one's lofted out to a Bruton in center. Here's a center field 2. And 19 on the 2. Is an out. Bruton roams over, makes the catch. Just making sure he is a 2 in basic. He is. So a fly ball to center to end the inning. But the Yanks pick up another run. and get through the pitching spot, where most of the damage has been done on the day. Stafford returns to the mound for the fifth with a shutout going. Comfortable 6-0 lead. He'll face Mike Rourke. Rourke 0 for 1 on the day. Thus far, grounded into a double play as last time. This time a 5-9. And Stafford, with the fastball, paints the corner, strikes out Rourke looking for the first out of the fifth. That'll bring up Foytack. Foytack's gone 5. He's in the hole 6-0. That's going to be it for Foytack, folks. So Detroit deciding on a pinch hitter here to try to get something going. Foytack will head for the showers. And let's see who they bring up in his place. The pinch hitter will be... could be Bob Farley. Nope, it's going to be Bubba Morton, folks. Bubba Morton going to come in and pinch hit for Foytack. So Morton steps into the batter's box. He's 2 for 4 on the season with 2 runs batted in. Limited success as a pinch hitter. Off to a nice start, though. Bubba in the box. The right-hander ready for the pitch from Stafford with nobody out. Excuse me, 1 down and nobody on. Stafford with the pitch, a 1-4. That's his good column, but it's a ground ball down toward Boyer, and that guy's a vacuum cleaner. Scoops it up. Easy throw to Skowron to retire Morton for the second out of the inning. Brings us back to the top of the order with Chico Fernandez, who's 1 for 2, doubled his last time up off Stafford. Stafford ready to deal. It's a 1-5, and Fernandez down on strikes for the third out of the inning. And yes, we're missing a pitcher. So Morton's going to come out. And the new pitcher for the Tigers is going to be Sam Jones. Sam Jones bats a 6 for Strat-O-Matic enthusiasts. We'll grab the pitcher's 6 hitting card. Place it in the right place in the lineup and pull Detroit off the field. The Tigers again, no runs, no hits, nobody left. Stafford cruising along to a shutout. And Jones takes the mound. Jones so far on the season 0-1 in 3 innings pitched, a 2.70 ERA. And he will come in for Morton. Sam Jones wearing a Yankee cap, but he's a Detroit player here in 62. And he'll face off against Kubek, who's 0 for 2 with a run scored here in the top of the 6th inning. The Yanks lead 6-0. Kubek a 6, a 10. That's a ground ball toward Burrows at third. He's a 4. That's an 18 on the third base 4. That's going to be an out. Burrows scoops it up. Strong throw over to Wirtz. And Kubek is retired for the 3rd time today. 1 down here in the 6th. It's Bobby Richardson. Richardson 1 for 2 and a walk. A 6-7 is a single 1 to 14 or a line out to short. So the ball hit hard toward Fernandez. Over his head into the outfield. An easy base hit as Colavito recovers it and throws it in. Richardson will find himself on at first. The C-Stealer being held. And here's Roger Maris, 1 for 3 on the day, a single and 2 groundouts. That's a 4-8. Home run 1 to 7, fly ball to right field. This one's hit deep toward K-line in right. It's way back. K-line back on the track at the wall. It's gone! Roger Maris. A 2-run home run to extend the Yankee lead. It's now 8-0 New York. Sam Jones can't believe it. That one just got out, and K-line couldn't do a thing about it. Well, it's still early evening, folks, but the Tigers fans are starting to head for the parking lot and the trains. Perhaps Sam Jones wearing that Yankee cap is a sign. I don't know, but he's probably going to have to take a little bit of abuse now from these Yankee hitters. It's doubtful Detroit's going to waste their bullpen unless the offense gets something going against Stafford. So here's Mantle 0 for 1, walked twice today. The Yanks now with an 8-0 lead and 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The pitch from Jones to Mantle, a 2-10. Mantle lofts this one out towards center. Bruton roams over and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Going to bring up Bill Skowron with nobody on and 2 outs. Skowron 0 for 3, an RBI on a groundout back in the second. Ready for the pitch from Jones, and a 4-10 is going to be a grounder toward McAuliffe at second. He'll scoop it up and flip it to Wirtz for the final out of the inning. But the Yanks, 2 more runs on Maris's 2-run home run. And they now lead 8-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Stafford resumes the mound in pursuit of his shutout. He'll face Bruton to lead things off, who's 2 for 2 against him on the day. Bill singled up the middle twice today. Stafford's pitch, a 6-3. Grounder back towards Stafford. He's a pitcher 3, we rolled a 3. And that's up the middle again, past Stafford's glove and on into center field for the third base hit of the day for Bill Bruton. So Bruton on, hoping K-Line can get something going. Al's 0 for 2 on the day. Stafford ready, Bruton being held at first. And the 2-8. Double 1-13, single 14-20. That's chopped out toward the gap in left center. It's going to get past Lopez. Mantle backing him up is going to recover it, but not before K-Line has himself a double on the 2-8-4 split roll. And Bruton will move into third. So here in the 6th, Stafford getting in a little bit of trouble. He's got 2 men on and nobody out. Runners in scoring position. And this is not yet his POW inning. He's a POW 7, so he could take a beating here if we needed him to, but the Yanks would prefer he starts getting some men out. So Colavito to the plate. It's not a close game, so they won't put Colavito on to load him. Instead, they're playing for the out. They'll concede the run on a ground ball or a deep fly ball. Stafford ready. Colavito 1 for 2 on the day. The pitch is a 5-9. Strikes out Colavito, does Stafford. A big strikeout for Bill in this spot. The runners will stay where they are. Colavito goes back to the dugout, flings his bat, slams his helmet down. He's upset with himself. But he's the first out. So, Bruton on third, K-Line on second, 1 Detroit out, and Vic Wirtz comes to the plate, filling in for the injured Cash. He's got a base hit on the day, 1 for 1 against Stafford. Detroit again, 8 hits, but haven't been able to get anybody home yet. The Tigers fans on their feet, they're clapping, the few that are remaining. Still plenty headed for the exits, but they're paused in the walkways, waiting to see what happens here. Stafford, the pitch to Wirtz. It's a 4-8. He pops this one up on the infield, and there's the collective groan from the Detroit faithful. As Skowron moves under it over by first and makes the catch, the runners will have to hold. And there are 2 down here. The Tiger fans trying to regain enthusiasm, exhorting McAuliffe to get something going. Stafford on the mound. He's recorded 2 big outs here with 2 runners in scoring position, and McAuliffe 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts on the day would like to get these runs in and keep the Detroit fans in their seats and selling a few more beers, at least until the cutoff time at the end of the 7th. Stafford ready. He'd like to keep his shutout intact, and he deals to McAuliffe. That's a 2-4. This is a ground ball towards second. Richardson, a very good fielder, has no problem with it. Scoops it up, throws it over to Skowron, and retires the side. So Stafford gets in early trouble, but works his way out of it and maintains a shutout through 6. The Yanks leading here in Detroit 8-0. Sam Jones returns to the mound, getting some work in today with Detroit down by a bunch. He'll face Boyer to lead things off. Boyer 1 for 2, scored a couple of times. The pitch to Boyer is a 3-7. That's a base hit for Boyer. He didn't do too much with it, just went with it, and lines it to right field between McAuliffe and Wirtz to lead off the inning with a base hit. It's been the problem for Detroit all day long. Leadoff runners and walks. And that'll bring up Yogi Berra, nobody out, one man on. Berra 1 for 2 with a run scored and a walk today. Jones ready to pitch. That's a 4-9. And forget it, folks. Yogi Berra crushes a hanging Jones curveball deep into the right center field stands. K-Line just stands and watches. It's a home run for Berra, and the Yankees now lead 10-0. A lot of doubleheaders today. New York and Detroit playing just one on this first Sunday of the 1962 season, April 15th. It's tax day, folks. Make sure you file. But with the Yankees up 10-0, they've certainly taken their toll on Detroit today, and Hector Lopez will come to the plate. 1 for 2, 1 run batted in. A single and an RBI his last time up against Foytack. Let's see how he does against Jones. It's a 6-6. And Jones bears down, gets him on a strikeout. For the the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Stafford, who's enjoying this big lead. His grand slam back in the second put the Yankees up to start, and it's only gone downhill for Detroit from there. 1 for 3 otherwise, struck out and flew out his last 2 times up, and here's Jones with the pitch. A 4-4. This is a fly ball out to Bruton in center. An 18 on an outfield 2. It's going to be an easy out. As Bruton makes the catch to retire Stafford for the second out here in the 7th. So here's Kubek. 2 men down. Tony's 0 for 3. Has walked and scored a run. He'd like to join the hit parade. But, as Tony would tell you, he's just happy to be here. That's a ground ball toward Wirtz at first. An 8 on the first base 4. Going to be an out. Wirtz scoops it up. Flips to Sam Jones covering. And that's the final out as we head to the 7th inning stretch. The Yankees retired, but they scored 2 more on the Berra home run. They now lead 10-0. We sing a little Take Me Out to the Ball Game, folks, and then Bill Stafford returns to the mound. Hope you've bought your popcorn, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks. There's not too many Detroit fans left here to buy anything, and the vendors have started to pack up for the night with the Yankees leading by a big Roman numeral X, 10-0. Here's Burrows, 1 for 2 on the day. Stafford deals a 5-7. There's another base hit for Burrows, so they've been getting these base hits against the Yanks, but Stafford hasn't allowed anybody to cross the plate. So Burrows finds himself at first. Mike Rourke coming up. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Stafford pitches a 4-9, single 1 to 18, or a line out to second. It's a liner toward Richardson. Past him into the right field. Mantle recovers quickly and throws it in, and it's now first and second. Sam Jones due to pitch. They're going to go ahead and find a pinch hitter. You can't stop trying, folks. You're a professional sports team, and you've got to try to find wins. It's not likely they're going to come back from 10 runs down, but it's not in their nature to give up, and they don't have to spare the bullpen today. So Jones comes out of the game for Detroit. They've lost Cash for a few days. A minor injury. And let's see who they're going to bring in. It's going to be... Who's going to get on base for these guys? I don't want to use Osborne. It's going to be Bob Farley. Pinch hitting. Farley gets on base. Not a strong hitter, but has a good eye for the strike zone. He will come in and bat for Jones. So ready to go against Farley is Stafford. Burrows out on second. Rourke at first. Nobody out. Stafford delivers a 2-10. That's a triple 1 to 3 or a fly ball to right. It's lofted out toward Maris. He's on the run. He's going to have to reach to make the play. He does make the play. So Maris runs that one down. The runners retreat. And that's the first out of the inning as Farley is retired. Chico Fernandez, 1 for 3 on the day with a double. He's going to come up against Stafford. 1 down now. Runs at first and second. And here's the pitch from Stafford. A 5-6. Line drive, but right at Richardson. Nobody even has a chance to move as Richardson snares it for the second out of the inning. And this is how Detroit's day has gone, folks. 10 base hits, but they can't get anybody around. Bruton comes to the plate 3 for 3. He's had good success against Stafford. He's going to try to change that score here and get a crooked number up. Stafford ready with the pitch. He's tried everything against Bruton today. Let's see if he has a new trick in his bag. How about a 2-7? He gets Bruton to hit this one on the ground, finally towards Skowron at first. That's going to be the third out of the inning as Skowron flips to Stafford covering. And Detroit goes down, leaves 2 more runners on base. And they'll need a new pitcher. That pitcher going to be, let's see, Ron Klein. Klein going to come in. He's a one-hitter, so we'll put the pitcher sitting 1 card in the lineup in the 9th spot as Farley sits down. The Yanks come to bat in the top of the 8th with a 10-0 lead. Klein takes the field to pitch for the Tigers. Probably going to try to finish this one out. And he's going to face Richardson to lead things off. Oops, let's take care of that. Klein. Have more fun in bed. With Klein sleep. Unrelated to Klein as far as I know, but who knows? I think it's spelled different. Anyway, Ronnie Klein on the mound for the Tigers. The right-hander ready to pitch to Richardson, who's 2 for 3 on the day with a walk and a run scored. The Yanks up 10-0 for Detroit. Both teams have 10 hits. 1-6. That's a pop-up on the infield. Fernandez roams over. Makes the play for the first out. Richardson's retired. And there's 1 down. Here's Maris. A 2-run home run his last time up. 2 for 4 on the day. Waits for the pitch from Klein. That's a 6-10. That's a grounder. Back to McAuliffe at second. Over to Wurtz at first for the second out. 2 quick outs here for Klein against the Yanks. And here's Mantle. He's walked twice, struck out and flew out. Officially 0 for 2 on the day. The pitch from Klein is a 2-5. And Mantle will add another strikeout to his resume for the day. The Yanks go down 1-2-3 here in the 8th. Thinking no doubt about catching their flight out of town. And Ron Klein makes quick work. Stafford resumes the mound on the 8th with a shutout intact despite 10 hits. To face K-Line, Calavito and Wurtz. Here's K-Line, 1 for 3. Doubled his last time up. 4-9. That's a single 1-18 or a line out to second. Richardson can't make the catch. Another base hit for K-Line. And Al's the leadoff man. He's on for Calavito. Calavito 1 for 3 on the day, facing Stafford. Stafford with the pitch, a 6-3 grounder back to the pitcher. 13 on the 3. There's going to be a fielder's choice. Stafford turns, throws to Kubek at second to retire K-Line, but Calavito will reach. Oops. We have a thing for that. So it's a 1-6. Calavito on at first. K-Line retired, and there's 1 down with Calavito at first now. Here's Vic Wurtz, 1 for 2 on the day. The pitch from Stafford's a 6-11, and he loses him. That's a walk. So again, runners at first and second. Stafford is tired, according to the game, but having allowed 2 base runners last inning, 2 base runners this inning, but because he has the shutout intact, we're going to let him go until he gives it up, if he gives it up. He'll face Dick McAuliffe with runners at first and second and 1 out. McAuliffe 0 for 3 so far today. The 5-6 is a line drive to second. Richardson makes the play. A little ice cream cone in his glove, and that's the second out of the inning. And Steve Burrows comes up 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles and a strikeout. Trying to get some sort of offense going for Detroit to show they showed up today. That's a 5-10 ground ball down toward Boyer at third. Boyer, an excellent defensive fielder, a 6 on the 1. The 7 was the error, folks, but the 6 is not. That's a ground ball to Boyer. He shoots it to Skowron. Skowron picks it on the short hop, and that's the third out. But once again, the Tigers, 2 men on. They leave them both and can't score. Stafford will go to the 9th with a shutout intact. And Ron Klein comes out to pitch the 9th against the Yanks for the Tigers. Klein ready to go against Skowron. Skowron 0 for 4 with a ribby today. Okay. That's a 5, a 4. Ground ball to shortstop. Fernandez a 3. A 19 on the 3. Going to be a roll again, of course, folks. A 14 on the 3, on the other hand, is going to be a two-base error. Fernandez scoops it, fires toward Wirtz, it's past him. Up the line into right field. K-Line will recover, but not before. Skowron goes to second on the thrown-away ball by Fernandez. Well, Skowron in second with nobody out, and here's Boyer. 2 for 3, he scored 3 times, including a walk in the 5th. And a 4-6. That's a liner toward short. Fernandez, single 1 to 11. It is past Fernandez. Into the outfield for a base hit. Skowron hustles over to third and stops as Colavito throws it in. But Boyer with his 3rd hit of the day, and now Berra coming up. First and second, and nobody out. Klein on the mound. The pitch from Klein, it's a 2-7. Line drive right toward Wirtz, and he picks it out of the air for the first out of the inning. Well, Berra lines out. Klein breathes a sigh of relief as he's got 1. Now he's going to face Hector Lopez, who's 1 for 3 on the day. Klein pitches 4-6. Another liner toward Fernandez at short. This one's again into the outfield, a single. An RBI single here for Lopez. That'll put runners at first and second. As the Yanks now lead 11-0 here in the 9th. Stafford comes out to bat again, the 5th at bat for the pitcher. You know you're having a good day when you get 5 ABs on the day. And Stafford's contributed the big blow to this offense today. A grand slam home run back in the 2nd. He'll face Klein now, 1 for 4. Runners on first and second. A 6-10. It's a ground ball towards second. McAuliffe has to range for it. He'll pick it. Throw over to Wirtz for the out. The other 2 runners will advance. I can't hit the right key. Well, that's a 4-3 to retire Stafford. But the Yanks runners move up to second and third, and it's Kubek coming to the plate. Tony still looking for his first base hit on the day. He's 0 for 4. A walk and a run scored. His 6th plate appearance of the day. He's ready for the pitch from Klein. And a 5-8. Tony with a good eye. He's going to take a second walk of the day. And the bases are now loaded full of Yankees. As Bobby Richardson comes up with 2 outs. Klein just trying to get through this. New York has no problem taking good at-bats. And Richardson lines this one into the right center field gap between Brunton and K-Line. It's going to get down. Brunton over to cut it off and flings it in, but not before 2 runs score. Boyer comes in. Lopez comes in. Kubek stops at second as the throw comes in. And Richardson extends the lead to 13-0 with a 2-run single here in the 9th. And that brings up Roger Maris. 2 for 5, a homer. A 2-run home run back in the 6th off Sam Jones. 2 Yankees on base. The lead ridiculous. Lucky 13 for New York and the unlucky 13 for the Tigers. So Klein stands in. He's on the rubber ready to pitch to the left-handed Maris. Maris in the box. This one's gotten way out of hand, folks. The stadium nearly empty now. 4-5. He gets Maris on the strikeout, if you can believe it. Maris swinging for nothing but the fences there. Had no interest in a base hit unless it was over the fence. So he's finally out. The 8th man of the inning is the 3rd out. The Yanks go down against Klein. And Stafford will come to the mound in the 9th. He's allowed 11 hits but no runs today, folks, and he'd like to finish this one and keep that shutout intact if he can. To do so, he's going to face Rourke, Klein, probably a pinch hitter, and Fernandez. Here's Mike Rourke, ready to go. 1 for 3 on the day is Rourke, a 1-11, and he loses him down to first. So Rourke at first. And they are going to pull Klein for a pinch hitter. Down 13, you can't blame him for trying, folks. Every at-bat counts in a long season. They're going to go ahead and give Jake Wood an at-bat. He'll be batting for Klein here. Wood so far this season, 2 for 3, 2 runs batted in. He's been successful in the backup role. 667, the outlandish earlier batting average for Wood. Rourke on first, nobody out, and Stafford ready to deal. That's a 6-7 ground ball toward Richardson at second. That's a 2 on the 1. And that's going to be Richardson to Kubek, back to Skowron, the 4-6-3 double play. And just like that, there are 2 quick outs and nobody on for Stafford here in the 9th inning. And Chico Fernandez to the plate. 1 for 4 with a double. He represents the last hope for the Detroit Tigers, who, let's face it, folks, they were out of hope back in the 6th. Stafford deals to Fernandez a 4-8. And that's a pop-up on the infield. Moose Skowron's going to roam over and take it for the Yanks for the final out of the game. For the Yankees, 13 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Detroit, no runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Bill Stafford, the complete game shutout victory here in Detroit on this first Sunday of the season. The Yanks improved to 3-1. The Tigers dropped down to a .500 record at 3-3. A big day for the Yankees hitters today. Stafford, of course, the win. Struck out 5 and allowed 11 hits over 9. Foytack the loss. 5 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 7 big walks, which was really his problem, and the big grand slam home run to Stafford. Not a good first start of the season for Foytack, who goes to 0-1. Stafford, of course, 1-0. Besides Stafford, the hitting stars for the Yanks, Cleet Boyer, 3 for 4, 4 runs scored on the day. And Richardson with a big 2-run single. Maris and Barrow with 2-run home runs. Excuse me. Sudden frog in my throat. As we complete the game recap, Bill Bruton had 3 base hits for the Tigers, but nobody could get him home all day long. And that's where this game ends. Until next time, folks, this is Joe for Strat Baseball History, reminding you every day is a good day for baseball. Our next games are going to be a Sunday doubleheader for the Mets, so tune in. We'll see you next time. Until then, this is Joe for Strat Baseball History, signing off. See ya.